What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So I want to talk about Frank Sanchez versus Efe Ajaba. Now, a lot of people, because Efe is more known, at least over here in the States, by people that, most of the boxing fans, they know Efe more. Efe hit too hard for that guy. That guy hasn't fought anybody yet. I've been watching both guys, and I said Frank Sanchez, in my opinion, he's a more technical guy, much faster than Efe Ajaba. Puts punches together better, moves a lot better. And pretty much his style of boxing he's a different type of fighter. And Efe, for me to win, was going to have to stay behind that jab, work off of that jab, and not be so predictable. Frank Sanchez got the decision. He won. Pretty much outboxed him. And what I didn't like from Efe, he basically abandoned his jab and pretty much was just walking in. Nothing behind the jab. Not using his jab nearly as effective as he needed to. He didn't do anything different. He just did the same thing from the first round to the last round. And I don't know what his corner was telling him, to be honest with you. What are you guys not understanding? That Efe is losing this fight. He has to knock this guy out to win. And Efe pretty much very limited. See, here's a problem with these power shot guys, man. They think they can knock every fucking body out. And then when they can't, they show you they have no other resources. At what point even without a trainer telling you, at what point don't you realize, man, I need to start working behind this jab. Let me get this jab going. Let me start giving this guy angles. Let me double up, triple up. Nothing. Where's the body shots? Where's the jab to the body? Where's the head movement? Efe, this is the best fighter he's fought. I said when Efe steps up, that's why I said I need to see him fight a guy. Frank Sanchez, I'm glad they put that fight together because he's a guy that's been overlooked for so long. Cuban fighters don't really get that bigger recognition over here in the States. And so he don't end up being another Luis Ortiz situation where guys are talking about, oh, he can fight, but nobody knows him. He needed this fight to happen. Efe, I said I needed to see him fight a guy like Helenius or Karnacki or Charles Martin. And this was a good test for him. And pretty much if he can learn from this and come back and be better, then it's all good. I mean, I'm pretty sure he wanted to win, but if he can learn from it and become a better fighter. But if he loses this fight, because he lost his fight, if they put him in there with a lesser opponent and he goes in there and does his same routine and knocks a guy out, you're not going to see the improvement that you need. Why? Because at the end of the day, they start telling themselves something just went wrong. I see what I did wrong. Okay. And they just think punching harder, trying to be busier is going to do it. A guy like Frank Sanchez that can box, that can move, that's very technical, technically sound, has a sharp boxing IQ. I don't talk about him much, but I've talked about him before. I've mentioned him and pretty much he looked impressive. But people that, knockout crazy, man, you should have knocked Efe out. Listen, man, look, plain and simple. Every fight's not going to be a boxing war. Every fight's not going to end in a knockout. The point is that you get the win. That's what's important. Frank Sanchez looked good. He really looked sharp. And, what's next for him, we don't know. We'll see. What's next for Efe? He definitely needs to sharpen up. Efe, when you're fighting somebody that's faster than you, especially, and you're afraid to throw that jab, you don't learn to give angles. When you're training a fighter, you need to understand that, okay, my guy's not the fastest guy. He has a punch. He can knock you out if he catch you. But you know what? He needs to learn some side movement, some lateral movement, double, triple jabs. Move your head when you jab. Stop doing this. Bam, move that head. Bam, move your head. Nothing. All this motherfucker was doing It's like when I see this shit, all these fighters, and you hear me constantly talking about working off the jab. Like, what the fuck? What does your reach mean if you're not gonna fucking use it? It's like having fast hands but won't let your hands go. Remember how Shane Mosley's father was constantly, Shane, you gotta let your hands go. You too fast for this guy. And Shane wouldn't let his fucking hands go. It's like, what's going on? So when watching Efe, he was already talking about he'll beat Anthony Joshua, he'll beat Wilder, he'll beat Fury and all this, but okay, you gotta fight some guys that haven't even got to that step yet and beat them before you can start making those claims. And he failed this test. Efe's limited, like I said. He worked out with Tyson Fury, and he hopes a great experience. And okay, he was confident going into the fight, but it's like I said, because you have a good workout with people and you have respect for those guys, and that doesn't mean you're gonna go in the ring and just beat everybody. You have to go in there and understand who you're fighting, what you're going up against, and if you study the film of your opponents and you see what they do right, see what they do wrong, see what they're good at, what they're not good at, if you do all of these things, and something inside of you, your little spidey senses don't make you say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna definitely need to work off that jab with this guy. I'm definitely gonna need to do this and that. I don't understand. It's like how guys don't have it in them to figure out what they're doing wrong within the fight and correct it. Because when you're in a street fight, you don't have a trainer going, hey, man, throw this, do it. It's instinctive. Same way as when you're in a boxing ring, man. Like, you train for these fighters, but you train in these things you're supposed to know. It's like if you hear a song and you haven't heard that song for 10 years, you might forget about it. As soon as that song come on, guess what? The words and everything start coming back to you. I don't understand what it is with fighters, man. Like, they just don't get it. And giving Frank Sanchez his props is the same way. I have to say what I'm saying about Efe, because Efe is not fighting like a big guy. He's fighting like a big guy in terms of trying to knock you out. But, like, bro, your reach. You got the reach. You got the height. You got to have some head movement behind that. You got to have movement in general. Lateral movement, pivot. Where's the combination punching when these guys move? They feint. They don't. No. Okay, bam, he moved this way. Jab, jab. Let me go to the body. Come up, bam. The combination, I don't know. It's like guys, they just have this, I'm going to eventually catch you mentality. Romain Stavern was always saying that. I remember when he beat Chris Arreola, and he's crying and, I never counted myself out because I know I have the power. Right. So I'm going to get beat up pretty much the majority of the rounds, but when I catch him, and he did it both times, he beat him. But it's what I'm saying. What happened when you got there with a guy that you couldn't knock out? This is what I'm saying. You can't just depend on power. And then if you think that when the fans are oohing and eyeing, even at missed shots, because they saw how hard you threw the shot, you think that's impressive. It's more impressive when you get that W. And if people are going to cheer you for losing and not doing the things that you should do within the fight, you can't please the fucking fans. No matter what you do. One fight, they're behind you, they love you. The next fight, they're booing you. Oh, it was a boring fight. He should have did this, he should have did that. But Efe, man, you got to work behind that fucking jab. You got to move better. You got to move your head. You got to give angles. Stop coming in a straight fucking line. Like, I just don't understand. It's frustrating to watch these fighters, man. It really, honestly, when I'm watching the majority of these fighters nowadays, even the flashy ones, I'm like, yeah, you flashy, fast hands, and that all looks impressive, but boxing skills, boxing IQ, it's just like it's fading. It's fading. It's fading. It's fading. It's fading. It's fading. Everything is changing to the point where less is better. The more dumbed down and watered down something is, it's, remember when rappers really could rap? Huh? Remember when rappers was really saying some good shit and they wasn't selling millions of records, and now dudes is like, my wrist is lit. I got a bitch. She sucked my dick inside the whip. Like a 5-year-old wrote that shit. And it's like, this is what rappers are doing now? Okay. Same thing with boxers, man. These guys, they're learning to the point where they're getting at 26, 27, 28 years old, and they still are lacking basic shit. So even if they look better in the last fight than they did before, but the basic things that they're not doing, it's like, why is it so hard for you guys to stick with your jab, man? You know, you got short guys that play basketball that they wish they were taller because now they got to play so extra hard because they're the smallest guys on the court. Then you got these big dudes who go on the fucking court. Imagine Shaquille O'Neal trying to shoot three-pointers. You be like, Shaq, if you don't get your big ass in that fucking paint and dunk, same thing. Okay, you're not going to have a guy 5'8" telling him go running traffic. No, motherfucker, you got to use your speed, your movement, your ball handle, get the open shots. It's simple. Boxing is just like, now, what are you doing? So, anyway, which, by the way, I picked Frank Sanchez to win that fight. But it's like the things that Efe don't do, that I haven't seen him do, versus what I've seen Frank Sanchez do, I felt like Frank Sanchez was slept on. And that's a fight that I definitely was going Frank to win. And I'm not surprised he won. But damn, at least like make it a better fight, Efe. Come on, man. You just walking around, following around, doing the same thing. Nothing different, no urgency, nothing. Just the same shit. So Sanchez did what he had to do. And I'm interested to see where he goes from here. And see how things go for him. Anyway, he did his thing. And I feel like now with what happened with Fury and Wilder giving a good fight and Sanchez showing up on the same card doing what he did, that gives him a certain light that he didn't have before. And hopefully that the heavyweight division is going to get some new life injected into his blood because, you know, we had 3 guys whose names are coming up constantly, and Wilder just lost, AJ just lost. You know, can AJ come back and win his title? We'll see. You know, Fury's the man right now in the heavyweight division. Like it or not, he's the best heavyweight out there. So people can say what they want to say. You know, AJ's the guy I root for, but until he comes back and beat Usyk and then beats Fury, you know, I no, don't get me wrong. Technically, boxing, Usyk is the man, and he's undisputed. Usyk is that guy. Fury's a bigger name. Fury's more popular than Usyk. But after last night, let me rephrase that. Usyk and Fury are the 2 top. Okay, it was, you know, Fury, AJ, and Wilder. No, it's Usyk and Fury right now. Where Wilder and Fury and AJ are, who knows? You know, because at the end of the day, it's not about what you did last, it's about what you do next. So when we go by what you did last, well, AJ got some questions to answer physically in the ring, and so does Wilder. So as far as I'm concerned, Usyk is the best heavyweight out there. Him and Fury are the top 2. But Fury's the more popular. People going to say Fury's the best out there. I don't think he's a better boxer than Usyk. Now, in terms of matching them up stylistically, I'm telling you guys right now, Fury's going to have a problem with Usyk's movement. If Usyk couldn't move the way he did, it would be more of a toss-up. I think Usyk is too smart to let Fury put his weight on him and wear him down. When that time comes, we'll see, and then we'll get into that. But basically, we need for things to shake up in the heavyweight division and get more eyes on more people and get more interest in what's going on in boxing, period. But the heavyweight division has been stagnated, and held up for far too long. So now, this is exciting to me. So people might, yeah, but AJ lost. You know what? AJ lost. I didn't. Yeah, Wilder just lost. I didn't. I don't try to live vicariously through nobody else. I am who I am. They are who they are. So I don't walk around here like, you know, I guess people would expect me to be bitter. No, man, no. How the fuck I'm going to walk around here saying AJ? I felt like AJ was the best heavyweight out there. Okay, he lost. Usyk's the better man. I predicted Fury to beat Wilder, and he did. So you got to go top 2 is Usyk and Fury. Usyk is walking around here holding all the titles except for one. So as far as I'm concerned, and watching Usyk's performance, Usyk is the best fighter out there in the heavyweights. Him and Fury. Bottom line, those are the top 2. Those are the top 2. If AJ and Wilder don't get their shit together, somebody else is going to be 3-4. Simple. So, anyway, heavyweight division could be heating up. Let's just see. Because momentum is one thing, and then all of a sudden, all it takes is for one or two stupid things to happen, and then, damn, everything just dead stop. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.